The bustling Warner Brothers studios in Burbank shimmered under the golden haze of a late September afternoon in 2025, the set of the Jennifer Hudson show alive with the infectious rhythm of pre-taped applause and the faint aroma of fresh orchids from the guest lounge, where sunlight streamed through expansive windows overlooking the San Fernando Valley. Jennifer Hudson, the EGOT darling with her radiant smile and powerhouse presence, commanded the stage in a vibrant turquoise pantsuit that hugged her curves like a melody, her signature hoop earrings swaying as she bantered with the live audience, a vibrant tapestry of LA locals, music fans, and daytime TV devotees clutching iced lattes and fan signs. The show, now in its third season, had carved a niche with its soulful blend of celebrity confessions and heartfelt harmonies. Today's episode teased as a royal rendezvous, with none other than Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, making a promotional pit stop for her latest Archwell audio series, Resonant Voices, a collection of unscripted dialogues on Black women's triumphs that had Oprah herself tweeting praise. At 44, Meghan glided onto the set with that effortless elegance, her lithe frame draped in a flowing off-white midi dress that whispered of Montecito mornings, her caramel tresses in loose curls framing a face alight with practiced poise, a delicate gold cuff, engraved with Lilibet's initials, catching the Klieg lights as she enveloped Jennifer in a warm embrace, their shared history a thread from Grammy galas to quiet nods of mutual admiration amid Hollywood's glare. The crowd roared as Meghan settled into the plush velvet armchair, the cameras panning to capture her composed glow, Jennifer launching in with her signature exuberance, voice a rich alto cascade. Meghan, girl, from Suits to Sussex, welcome back to the stateside spotlight. This, Resonant Voices, series. Phew, it's got me rethinking my own come up. Spill, how's it feel to amplify those stories after your own echo chamber battles? Meghan leaned forward, her tone a melodic fusion of vulnerability and victory, recounting a poignant episode with a Chicago activist whose resilience mirrored her Frogmore exile, her eyes misting as she quipped about Harry's, off-key, attempts at podcast harmony, eliciting waves of laughter that rippled through the studio like a standing ovation. The energy flowed like a flawless duet at first, Jennifer nodding with genuine empathy, her fingers tapping a subtle rhythm on her knee as she absorbed the narrative, the faint scar from her own life's tragedies, a mother's loss, a family's fracture, twitching imperceptibly with recognition. But as the conversation delved into themes of public persona and private pain, Jennifer's gaze sharpened, her Chicago grit surfacing like a bass note in a ballad, amplifying, yes, but let's keep it 100, sis. You echo Black excellence, yet back in 18, folks whispered you were too American for the crown. Now, with Spare and all, you're the voice of the voiceless. But some say it's selective resonance, your Oprah truths hit hard, but what about the harmonies you left unsung in the palace choir? The question hung like a suspended cord, the audience's hum dipping into a collective lean-in, Meghan's cuff twisting subtly as she replied with diplomatic grace, Jennifer, selective. It's survival, racism's silence was the real unsung part. Resonant Voices, writes that. Yet Hudson, her head tilting with that unyielding authenticity forged in American Idol's fires and Oscars' glow, pressed with a soft but insistent edge, survival's the jam, but echoes demand depth. You spoke on isolation. I lived it, lost my fam to violence, rebuilt on stage. Was the firm's chill colder than Chi-Town winters, or did you amplify your own fade out? The air thickened, the crowd's chuckles fading into murmurs, cameras zooming on the subtle shift in Meghan's posture, the once soulful sofa chat veering toward a vocal vamp that threatened to shatter the harmony into heartbreaking discord. Producers in the booth exchanged wide-eyed glances, ratings poised to soar as the interview's melody morphed into a masterful mix of memoir and melee, this daytime diva duel no longer a duet but a dramatic crescendo building to its explosive peak. As the segment's midpoint melody swelled, the studio's soulful sanctuary simmered with an undercurrent of unresolved riffs, Jennifer Hudson shifting in her seat with the subtle power of a performer sensing her solo, her turquoise ensemble a bold backdrop to the gathering storm, while Meghan Markle held her ground like a lead vocalist mid-bridge, her off-white dress now a canvas of quiet contention under the unrelenting lights. A fan-submitted video clip played on the overhead screens, a montage of Meghan's resilience reels from Archwell events, prompting Jennifer to beam momentarily. Look at you, owning that spotlight, reminds me of belting through my own dark days. But girl, Resonant Voices, Spotlight survivors, yours rings with royal regrets. Harry's Invictus anthems pull him homeward, yet you're harmonizing solo stateside. Is this the full chorus, or a verse on victim vocals? The pivot pricked like a missed note, the audience's applause faltering into a hush of held breaths, a few phones discreetly angling for the angle as Meghan's fingers interlaced, her voice steady but strung tight, victim. Jennifer, it's verse of victory, over bias, over silence. We amplify together, geography's just the groove. Hudson's laugh rang rich but revealing, her eyes locking with that piercing authenticity. Groove's good, but let's ad-lib the authenticity. You decried the Duchess diffidence in Oprah, yet your Spotify stumbles in Netflix narratives. Some hum hypocrisy, profiting off pain without the palace's full playlist. I rose from tragedy with truth, you remix it for streams. What's the real refrain? The barb resonated raw, gasps harmonizing with the crowd's unease, the guest lounge's orchids seeming to wilt in sympathy as Meghan's cheeks warmed, her retort a rising soprano, hypocrisy. Try the headlines that hunted me, American interloper, skin tone scandals. My pain's not playlist, it's prelude to power. You sang through sorrow, I scripted survival for sisters worldwide. The exchange escalated like an improv jam gone jagged, Jennifer undeterred, leaning in with her alto authority. Sisters, yes, but your script skips the siblings. Spare-shaded William, Camilla, resonant voices, echoes everyone but them. I lost kin to the streets, you lost titles to the tabloids. Which silence stings deeper, or is it all staged for the standing ovation? Meghan's cuff clinked against the armrest, her tone tipping toward treble, staged. The stage was set against us, security slashed, slurs slung. You're echoing the echo that exiled us, Jennifer, turning testimony into trope. The studio split its seams, scattered claps clashing with concerned coughs. Alone, sing it, Jen. Slicing the symphony as the monitors flickered with X's early eruptions, hashtag Meghan vs JHUD bubbling with bootleg bars from sly streams. Jennifer surged on, her voice a velvet vibrato. Trope. Honey, tropes are my testimony, I clawed from Chi-Town corners without a crown's cushion. Your exile's executive, mine was existential. Admit the remix, without the royals' rift, what's your resonance? The accusation arced like a high note held too long, Meghan countering with crescendos of stats on media misogyny, Hudson harmonizing back with hymns from her own hardship ledger, the armchair arena a cacophony of clashing cadences. Backstage, directors dialed for a downbeat, but the diva's drive held the harmony hostage. This was no mere monologue, but a masterful meltdown where Hudson's hard-won harmonies hurled against Markle's melodic metal, every lyric a lash in a live TV lament poised to crescendo into catastrophe. The show's symphony shattered in its final flourish, the Burbank clock chiming 3:52 p.m. as Jennifer Hudson rose like a revival preacher, her turquoise silhouette swelling with the soul of unbowed testimony, voice booming a bass line of brutal candor. Remix. Sis, this is raw recording, you orchestrate outrage for ovations, leaving the firm's fractures off-key. I harmonized hurt into hits, you harmonize grudges into gold. Own the orchestration, or is that aria too American? Meghan vaulted to her feet, off-white dress billowing like a fallen curtain, her mic unclasped with a crystalline crack. Orchestration. Your orchestra's the old one, overlooking the overture of oppression that ousted us. I've echoed enough, this echoes erasure. Viewers, vibe with voices that validate, not vilify. The audience avalanched into anarchy, a torrent of, Amen, Jen. And, stand tall, Meghan, phones a pyrotechnic flurry as she swept toward the wings, curls cascading like a coda, her parting aria a clarion call. Resonance isn't rivalry, it's release. Good afternoon. Groove genuine. Jennifer, undaunted in the dais, delivered her destroyer, release. That's the remix routine. Storm off sans the spotlight's sting. Security, sweetheart, cue the curtain, weave choruses without the clash. The summons summoned shadows from the sidelines, the frenzy fracturing into fervent factions, the crowd's crescendo a babble of boos and bravos as Robin, wait, no, the stage managers, cut to commercial. Clanged over the chaos, canned cheers clashing awkwardly with the ad jingle for Jasmine teas and jazzercise. Discord detonated digitally. X exploded with hashtag JHUD destroys Meghan vaulting viral velocities, contraband clips cascading quadrillions by cocktail hour, memes of Hudson's hoopsas, truth tiaras, tangoing with Meghan's cuffas, Duchess dissonance, deluging domains. Warner Brothers, wires warped under wrath waves, Archwell's anthems ascending in ally avalanches, Meghan's Insta interlude, a valley vista at Vesper, captioned, resonates unbroken, raking a zillion zests. Jennifer, ensconced amid the echoes, extemporized to the ether. Soul sessions sting, y'all, stay tuned for sweeter strains. Her exultation, at Meghan Markle, duet anytime, no hard harmonies, detonating debate dunes from Dreamgirls devotees to ducal dissenters. Tabloids from TMZ to The Hollywood Reporter thrashed the tempest, divas dismantled, Hudson's high C on Markle, Dissecting the destruction in decibel details, Harry's horizon hail a harmonious, my melody, mighty, palace postscripts piping patronizing pouts about, Sussex symphonies. Yet yonder the yop, a yearning yarn yielded. This wasn't network noise but a noir on notoriety's nasty nexus, Hudson's hallowed hardship hammering Markle's measured manifesto in a maelstrom of media motifs, motif eclipsed by melee, melody marred for metrics. Sponsors like Soulful Serum surged stakes, J. Hud's Jamboree juiced, but the bruise belied, a blistering ballad on banter's boomerang, destruction not in the decimation but the decibel's disdain. As Burbank's blaze bowed to dusk, the dust-up drafted a dirge. In the divan of daytime dirges, destructions don't diminish, they dazzle, Meghan's majestic modulation a masterpiece over mauling, marshalling a melody-mad multitude to meditate mercy over the merciless mosh of mockery in the mosaic of modern motifs.